Morning, and here we are, Friday morning. Yes, Friday the 29th of September 2023, an amazing morning. A morning when it's the weekend. It's also going to be a new month starting on Sunday. An amazingly amazing new month. A month where people will take opportunities to learn new things, to do new things, to see new things, to hear new things. You see, when we start a new month, we can look at it as a new beginning, although every day is already a new beginning. But now we have 31 days, hi Ryan, to start the new beginning. Good morning. So when we start our day and we have a new beginning, we can also look at Sunday. It's a new month. It's a new beginning. For example, our Sunday self-care show for men and women, as always, is starting again. October 1st, new beginning. So let's get the show on the road for you, Ryan. You are here. Let us get this going for you this morning. Who else is there? Hi, Loretta. Good morning. Yes, I said, listen, look at our topic, Living life in the moment. That is the most important thing we can do. And we forget to live life in the moment. Many of us do not understand that. Sometimes someone has to guide us to realize it's in the moment that what we are seeking is happening. We forget that in the moment is where the miracles and the magic of life happens. It's moment, always in a moment. It does not have to happen 550 times. Hello, Divine, how are you this morning? It does not have to happen in a big, quantum leap, audacious way. Living life in the moment is where the true essence of life begins. Hi, Kia. We forget that if we live life in this moment right now, the magic and the miracles of life will unfold to us. We do not associate anything with nature very often. We just let it go. We all know that conception of each other, from our parents to our own conception of our children, only happen in a moment. That's why ecstasy is so short. It's only a moment. It doesn't last all day. We can think it does and try to pull it back from 30 years ago and say, oh, I remember. That does not make it happen. Hi, Kia, how are you? That does not make it happen at all. Hi, Lisa, good morning. You see, in the moment is when all the miracles happen. Birth is a miracle. That moment is so short. It is so amazingly amazing and life-changing, but short. So it's in the miracle of the moment that life happens, living life in the moment. So if great and amazing things happens in the moment, there is always yin and yang, right? There's always the tiny thing that is good that we can do. The tiny thing, if we don't do, that turns out bad. So if life is such an amazing thing, and it does not happen over a long period, it happens in conception, which is so fleeting. It is so tiny. But yet it happens. If we are not in the moment, how are we going to experience life? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Good morning, Valerie. Long time no see. Good morning, Lisa. Second Lisa. The thing about life is that if we are able to live life in the moment, we can avoid a lot of things that are not pleasant. But if we insist on living life that way, we have to turn back to fix it, to go and mend it, because we weren't in the moment of time. Sometimes we look at nature and we do not see it happening. But nature is one of our biggest teachers. Yet, we do not stop to watch how nature acts. I and Yuko sat and we were having tea, and I had a bouquet of roses from the garden on the table. And all of a sudden, at the same little second, we saw petals as the roses are dying from, having been cut in water, changing. We just saw the petals it was so easy and soothing. And she caught it and I caught it at the same time. That was a moment in time. Can we duplicate it? I can tell you about it, and I can ask you, how many of you have watched as petals drop and saw them dropping from a rose? How many of you have taken a rose apart and find out some roses have 32 petals and some only have 16? All of those bloom. Have you ever seen a lotus flower open? It's just a second. Or a hummingbird dropping into a flower, a second. Now, let us use that in our own life. How can we make our life happen in the moment, in the living moment, and prepare for it to be a fabulous and amazing life? How can we do that? We can do that by consciously deciding, I am going to be in this moment. I'm going to create in this moment. I'm going to do what I'm doing in this moment. It's when we are not in the moment that we have those disasters or challenges that come up to us. We sometimes move and we are moving ourselves, but we are not pulling ourselves in the moment. We are carelessly moving and not thinking of where we are or what we are doing. And then when we get that challenge because of our inaction to be in the moment, we complain, we hurt. We can't do the things we want to do. And it's not easy to stay in the moment because life is constantly moving. Good morning, Angela. Life is constantly turning around like this. And we allow it to take us in its wave. That's why a long time ago, I wrote a blog on controlling the debt monster. And I asked, whose wind is it anyway? In whose wind are you captured? Whose action is making you act the way you are? That is in the person's wind. It was a financial situation, but that's what I asked. Joan is going on vacation. She calls her friend Marjorie and said, I'm going on vacation. Would you like to come with me? She did not tell Marjorie that she had a vacation account. Marjorie got out her card, bought the ticket, went on the vacation, had a great time. It wasn't a lot of money. It was only below $1,000. They came back. Joan took her money from her vacation account and paid off her credit card. She didn't question her friend Marjorie to find out what was going on. She didn't know. 1 year later, she said, we had such a wonderful time. Let's go again. And Marjorie said, are you kidding? I have not been able to pay off my credit card. $1,000 on a credit card at 20% will take you 11 years to pay if you pay the minimum payment. Do you know that? She said. She couldn't go. So Marjorie was caught in Joan's wind. It wasn't her decision. She wasn't in the moment to think, I do not have $1,000. And when I come back from vacation, I have the headache of paying it. That is when I met Marjorie because Joan introduced her to me. So hi Peter, good morning. What I am saying to all of you is that living in the moment is important in Marjorie and Joan's situation. What about though, when we are carelessly walking down the stairs and we are either on the phone or we're thinking of somebody, or those of us that are walking on the phone on the road and we did not see a car coming or we fall into a culvert. That too is not living in the moment. But living in the moment is something to be aware of because either way, it is going to affect our life in a good way or not so good way. Many times we do this so well in the kitchen. We think we are great. We have 7 pots going. We're on the phone talking to somebody and boom, bam, something is boiling over. The kitchen is on fire or whatever. There's a mess and everything goes helter-skelter. Were we in the moment? No, we weren't in the moment. That is why I always say to people, when a salesperson tells you, I will have an appointment with you to buy insurance or RAS, something for your kids, or to sell you something. I'll come to your home to sell you these new curtains I have or whatever you bought. And they say to you, I'm coming between 5 and 6. You know, they just want your signature. What is happening in your life between 5 and 6? If you have a family, you're cooking dinner, people are screaming, husband is hungry, he has the TV at 100, whatever the volume is, the children are screaming, the rice is boiling over, and there's somebody just telling you to sign here. And you sign. That's what I mean. You weren't in the moment. Fast forward, then you realize, oh my God, this thing is not going to be paid off for another 20 years. That's what happened. Because you weren't in the moment. So let's catch. I've given you sufficient about not being in the moment. It always leads to something you have to deal with for a long, long, long time. But if you set out every day to be in the moment of your actions, you will benefit from that. You will get the miracles. No, I am not going to say you're going to succeed all the time, because we are humans. We can make mistakes. And when we make a mistake, please do not drag it for the next 50 years into your life. We're the only animal that does that. They make a mistake and we keep going it and dragging it until we have to stoop from the load of that mistake. The regular animals on earth that don't speak, they know enough though. Maybe it's because they do not speak. They make a mistake, they move on. You see it. But we do not do that. So let those negative things stay where they are. And let us look at those you can control. You have a choice. The choice begins 24 hours before the 24-hour you're in. Every step you make, every action you take, if you take it as much as you can in the moments will be phenomenal. You will be able to experience every emotion and action, vibration and energy you have taken in the moment much better. You'll be able to do better things. You'll be able to do amazing things. And that is what is important. Being in the moment requires thought. It requires a plan. It requires to take action from the plan you created. It's when you create a plan and you move from the plan, that's when trouble starts. You have a plan. You know your plan. You said your plan. And there we come to those words said. S-A-I-D. When you make a plan and you said, I am going to do this at this time, it is important for you to remember that this time has to be honored. It's the moment. You said, I will do that. It's when you are late and when you do not remember or you did not set your plan properly in your mind that you fall off. And there you are. You need to reboot and start again. Living in the moment, if you say, I'm going to do this at this time, be in the moment, because that moment is waiting for you to take action. That moment is saying you are going to be there. When you are in the moment and you're looking at something else, you're supposed to be driving a car, but you're having a fight with somebody on the phone, or you're so angry, you know that, right? We can do that really well. That is when we miss those sweet moments. Let us look at the joy. You wanted a car. You have your nice car. And you're paying for it or you've paid for it. And you're driving. You're not feeling the energy of what you desired anymore. It's just there. Are you in the moment? Are you taking in the moment and the freedom to drive rather than take public transportation if that was something that you yearned for? I enjoyed taking public transportation when I could, or when I had no damn choice either. I didn't have a car and I worked downtown. I was able to create all the 30, 40 minute or whatever slow down or whatever it was, I could write. I could say my prayers. I could, what you call it, I could visualize. I could enjoy those moments when I did not have to drive. And when I had no choice because of work, I had to drive because I had to go to clients' homes. Somebody said to me, oh, it must be nice to drive. And I remember saying, no, I cannot read. I cannot create. I cannot visualize. I cannot think. I have to be alert. I have to be in the moment. We do that with human beings in our life. We want a significant other. We want a lover. We want a friend. We want this. We just want that word want. We want and we want. And when we get it, we never stay in the moment with it. So, what were you thinking when it happened? That accident that happened, what were you thinking of when it happened? Were you aware you were walking down the stairs? Were you aware that you were cutting something and you could cut your finger? Were you aware? What were you thinking? Can you say what you were thinking of when it happened? When you pray for something, you visualize something, you manifest something, it's going to come. Are you ready for what you ask for? Are you seeing it? Are you in the moment? Are you expecting it? Are you understand this? Do you understand it's coming? Are you prepared to take it and use it? You wanted a fabulous home. You have it. But you don't enjoy it. You wanted to renovate everything. You did that. Are you just sitting there and in the moment saying, I got what it is I wanted? Are you doing that? Are you saying, I received what I desired and I'm going to bask in the joy of attaining it? That's living in the moment. You wanted to accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars and you have it. You wanted to just get out of debt. Are you savoring the moment you looked at the statement from your credit card company and it said paid in full? Did you sit there and say, well done? Were you living in the moment, or are you thinking of another thing while you should be in the moment? What is good? We know what happens. There are lots of miracles that happens in our life. You have heard mothers who have to take their children to daycare when they're young and they said, oh, I missed their first step. They took a step to their daycare and I wasn't there. But when they come home, when you brought that child home, did you spend time in the moment with the child, or did you plonk them in front of a TV or whatever it is they do nowadays? Did you do that? Or did you get into the moment and ask questions? Like when you ask Kylie a question, how was your day? She said, oh, she wasn't at school, but she'll tell you, oh my goodness, mommy left me by myself all day today. And you're looking at her, where do you get those words? Really? That doesn't sound cool. But this is what I mean. In the moment, that's when they say the crazy things that you can throw at them 40 years later or 35 years later. But if you didn't catch it, when it's important to tell them who they were, you can't. When Vanessa tells me that Kylie dresses herself in the morning and she has 14 barrettes pinned to the front of her head, done by herself every morning, and she looks like a decorated family Christmas tree. I said, well then, that's you. She said, what do you mean? I said, everything about what she does is how you behaved. It was simpler for my nerve to just let you dress yourself and show up. And she just smiled. She said, is that why in that picture I have that funny belt around my wrist? I go, mm-hmm. And she looks, and now she understands. But I saw those moments. I remember those moments. I documented those moments. And that is why I can tell you, you have to live in the moment. I was throwing away things, too many books or whatever, they were not giving them away. And somebody said to me, give away all these children's books. And I said, no, I didn't. And it happened with Micah, it happened with Kylie. She said to me the other day, Grammy, my name isn't in that book. Because she could see Jillian, Vanessa, Michael, Micah. She said, Grammy, my name isn't there. So I handed her a pencil and I said, you put your name in there. Had I not been in the moment to realize in that moment I shouldn't throw that book away. She has it now. I read it to her. She didn't like brushing her teeth. And then I read to her about somebody not going to the dentist and had a big fat cheek because he didn't brush his teeth and he got a toothache. She doesn't want that for herself. So she's brushing away now. Really hard and allowing herself to be taught how to do it. But it was in the moment I captured it. And I said, there's a book about this. While her mother is agonizing about getting her to open her mouth. She told her mother, my cheek is too small for that toothbrush. All of that, she said. She just didn't want to do it. So living in the moment, you capture things that can make your life and the life of others around you much easier. Take some time to be in the moment when you're feeling something is happening in your body. And you know, that's not good. I feel better today. What about that one? So you have all these things that's not working. But all of a sudden today, you notice you're better. You're feeling, celebrate that. In the moment, say, wow, I'm happy and grateful. I feel good today. Because you caught it in the moment. You caught it in the moment when you heard something that you could use to help someone. You're passing. You observe. You listen. And you stop. At the time, do you know if you stop long enough, you can actually feel the energy moving you like this? It's just stopping and looking in awe and being in the moment that you will find new ideas. But if you're constantly going like a washing machine that has no way of stopping because it's broken, you will not catch those moments. And that is what we do. We need to stop filling our minds with the TV on 24/7. The same thing they said this morning, they're saying tonight. They said it at lunchtime. But what about getting a book? A book that will tell you how to be better at doing something. How about listening to a positive podcast? How about looking at somebody and seeing the joy in their eye? And saying, wow, what a beautiful smile this person has. What about looking at your significant other and teasing in the moment and see the face of that person light up because you reminded them of something they did that was beautiful. It's in the moment we catch those things. You decide to have a cup of tea. Why are you walking around like a clown with that tea in your hand? Can't you not just sit in the moment and savor that tea, that glass of wine, or whatever it is? In the moment, sit, turn off the noise, and have your dinner with your thoughts. In the moment, look at what's happening around you and choose something that is amazing and just tiny. Practice this every day, even if it's for 10 minutes, and say, you know what, 10 minutes is too long. 5 minutes. Let me see what is happening in the moment. I am going to see if I can walk from this place to this place, being aware of my footsteps, being aware of how I'm walking. Did you notice a closed pair of shoes indoors is much better than the flip, 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 flip? Of course it is. It's harder to walk. You have to also make your foot move that shoe that is moving. Sorry guys, I don't know who is here. Hi Julia. Hi Jean. Sorry about this. This thing doesn't move and I keep forgetting to move it. A full pair of shoes will save you the problems of tripping. A pair of slippers might cause you to trip. So you choose. But you have to be aware that it's taking more effort to drag this slipper than to lift my foot and everything is together. You cannot find that out if you're not in the moment. You cannot remember or choose or think of what happened if you're not in the moment. Something happens and say, I didn't even see that coming. Where were you? You were right there. Why didn't you see it coming? It's because your inner sight was somewhere else. It's because your inner sight was somewhere else. What about the times when somebody is talking with you and you're busy planning, and the answer is already, you heard two words and you're ready to, oh yeah, don't do that to me. It aggravates me. It does. We are speaking. Continue. Listen to what the person has to say. I am telling you where I am or what I'm doing. Do not finish the sentence for me. Because that tells me you're in a hurry to get rid of me. That tells me you are not listening to me. I have tested some of my friends on that. I would say something and they'll just go right along, boom, boom. And we cannot do that because we will miss that little thing I'm saying to you. That is not going good with me. You might miss it. And I never knew, but yes, I told you. That's why my friend started laughing. When she said to me, I said, how are you doing? Oh, I am there with my old knee. I heard her. I said, what are you talking about? Oh, no, my bad knee. I said, what did your knee do? And she started laughing because she said, I just knew you heard me. So you have to stay in the moment for you to hear what is going on. In scripture, it tells you, he who answers before hearing the whole thing, the entire thing, is a fool. You're making an assumption. You didn't hear it out. You're just answering it out. And that is why you're putting the cart before the horse. It's not going to go anywhere. You're not going to learn. The horse is not moving it. And the cart cannot go before the horse. So what are we doing with ourselves when we take those kinds of action? And that, look at what Yuko said. Vacation account has been a life changer because we talked about that. You have to be in the moment to know what you're doing with yourself. You have to realize, always in the moment you can think right. It's not when the crowds are screaming that you think right. It's not when the TV is blaring that you think right. It's not when it's constant noise and chaos around you that you think right. It's when you pull back and you hide in the cupboard or you hide in the shower or you turn the shower on and you're not in there. You just want the peace. It's best you listen to the raging shower than you feel the energy in the other room. Just so you can get into the mood of the moment. So when you get out into the world, you are ready to absorb the moment as it happens. It's not when it has happened or anticipate before it happens that magic happens. Magic happens in the moment of time. And time is not a renewable resource. It doesn't come back. It cannot come back. It will never be 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time on September 29th, 2023. Ever again. It can't. And for that, we have to be aware that we need to know what we felt like. What were you doing at 1 minute to 8? Can you remember? Was it a moment in time for you? For me, I press the button. I am aware, I am conscious, and I show up. I press the button. And I know that. What will I do at that stop? Then I will do something. I have to be in the moment. And so do you. Each and every one of us need to realize the magic that we are looking for. The miracles we are seeking is not beyond us. It is now. Always now. Because the moment of now will propel you to how you should be and behave in the moments that might come. What did the songwriter said? Just give me today, enough for today, because tomorrow might not come. Well, 8:30 might not come, although it's just 8:28. Have you ever thought of it like that? What were you thinking when that miracle happened for you? What were you thinking when the disaster happened for you? Answer each of these questions. Because again, it's a small action that gives you the results that you're looking for. You either take the action that was hard and difficult in the moment, to choose to be in the moment, and what's success? Or take the action, not being in the moment, and look at failure. It's always a choice. And it all comes down to this. The decisions we make today, in the moment, determine the life we live tomorrow. Have a great day. Wonderful, amazing human beings. Let's see what you guys have to say. Everybody's here. Some of you, I'm so sorry. Angelina, I think, was the last person. I didn't even see Yuko showing up. Peter, yes, I saw Peter. Hello, Sophia. Oh my goodness. Sophia, oh, she's so sweet. That girl is amazing. We worked together for a while. She could be my daughter. I had such a nice time with her. Hi, Sophia. I'm so glad you came, Jean. And Brilliant says hello. Hi, Brilliant. You are so right. When I am in the moment, my mind is much clearer. Thank you. Great message. I need this boost to put in my house. Get going, Jean. Get going. I am modifying, Jean said, my task, ending idle ones and beginning productive things towards my goal. Amazing. Hi, Juliana. Hi, Ezra. I was Brilliant's here at 1 minute to 8 a.m. This was awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Amazing. Thanks, Angelina. You're so beautiful. Angela said, oh, thank you. I can't believe Sophia came. Sophia, oh my God, that girl. She was a darling young lady when I worked with her. Hi, Juliana, Kia, Ezra, Jean, Angelina, Lisa. The Lisas are here. Loretta and Ryan. Thank you, wonderful and amazing human being. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you spending your time with us today. Hey, Sunday, we are back on self-care at 9:30. So if you can join us, not listen, it's going to be stimulating. We were off for the summer. So we're starting on the 1st of October, and it is self-care Sunday, every other Sunday at 9:30. And it's not only for women. Self-care is for men, and it's not about makeup and potions and lotions only we talk about, and collagens and oils. We do everything. So join us if you have a chance. And those of you who miss my live on YouTube, it was good. It was a love one. So there you go. So check it out. It's on YouTube, and I do it Thursdays at 12. And those of you who have not registered for the affirmation course, it's tightening. So get going and make sure you do your reservations and get registered for that course, because it's going to be a fabulous course. You're going to be able to write an affirmation that comes from inside of you that you will use, or several of affirmations, whenever it's not going your way, to pull you back to say, yeah, I've got this. I can manage it. Have a great day. Love you. Take care, everyone. And those of you, I forgot to call your name. I apologize. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.